So now that I've had the XR for a couple days and I've ridden it literally everywhere, my first thought is, goddamn, this is like the SUV of the motorcycle world. Because it's so big and comfy and all the rest. Sup, truck? But one thing I sort of wanted to share with you, the royal you, at least, is when you experience a new bike, when you go back to other bikes you've ridden, you get kind of like a new appreciation for some things. You notice some things, you notice others. You appreciate certain aspects that you wouldn't really think of because, you know, you're really familiar with them, and that new perspective kind of helps you out. So, we got the fast bike out today on this wonderfully breezy and chilly, well, relatively chilly, Monday morning. And so, let's take it out and sort of like see what we notice. The first thing I noticed on the trip to the gas station was that, my God, I am connected to the road. And that's to be expected given that this is a tightened down, hunkered down fucking track weapon. But, like, just my field of view. Calm down. I'm excited to be on the fast bike again, alright? Yeah. But anyways, just my field of view. I can see the mirrors, I can see the dash, like, down here. It's not up in my face, it's not in my immediate field of view. My field of view is just the road. I have to, like, sit back and angle my head down to be able to see all the other things that were 100% in my field of view on the XR. So, that's big takeaway number one, is you are piloting this machine and nothing is getting in your way of making that happen. Second thing is, I have 5,000 more RPMs to play with, which is that's a big thing. The XR revs to about 11,000 before it starts to redline. This begins to redline at 15, and it doesn't actually. You get to 15.5 before it actually governs. So like, there's just a lot more engine to play with. Another thing I'm noticing, like, you know how I was mentioning over the XR that, like, my hips are a hinge point, right? On that bike? With this bike, the hinge point is, like, up here in my chest. So, like, if I turn, my entire torso rolls with it. And if I wanted to turn like I was on the XR, I have to, like, force my body to move that way, as opposed to it happening naturally. And that is 100% having to do with the riding position, where the pegs are, where I am in relation to the center of gravity. And it's, again, I'm just more connected to the bike, more connected to the road, and yeah. This is a more pure experience. Like, there is nothing getting in the way. There is no creature comfort. Well, I mean, there are creature comforts. Like, I still have heated grips and a nice seat, for fuck's sake. But yeah, there's no concessions in the actual, like, mechanics of riding that get in the way of... Stop? Yeah, you are. Okay. There's nothing mechanically getting in the way or intervening between yourself, the bike, and the road. Also of note, there are better tires on this bike, but that's a non sequitur. You're not going to be riding the XR at a pace that's going to require really good tires, so that's 100% non sequitur. But it's nice. Another thing that I'm noticing, like as I was just rolling through that last little section, is I'm not leaning as far, which is interesting, to me at least. I'm not leaning as far to get the same turning radius. I'm 99% certain that has more to do with the counter lean piece, and like my entire body rolling with the bike, than it does anything else. Either that, or I'm just not noticing it because the way this bike handles is much more natural because I'm more practiced on it. That is another possibility. One thing I will say, and I hate that I'm saying it, is I'm really thinking about doing a cat delete on the XR. Because this thing howls and screams without you having to goose the shit out of it. Folks, yeah, I don't need to goose it to get the happy noise. But then again, the XR is not made for this shit. So like, I want to, but I really shouldn't. The most I'll do is probably like put on a slip-on or something. Another thing is the gearing on this is so much taller. So like, there I shifted out of first at about 40. That was just to keep the revs relatively low. 40 on the XR had me up at 8 or 9, which is, you know, nearing its, like right in the bottom of its true power band. Yeah. This thing is geared so fucking tall. I never really appreciated just how tall this thing is geared until I rode a bike that wasn't. Like, the Rocket was one thing, but that was an expected lower set of gearing, or shorter set of gearing, because it is a drag bike. It's not going over a buck 50, the Rocket isn't. But this thing, oh man. I have so much headroom. So much headroom. God. So, from an outside perspective, it is a bit redundant to go from a sport tourer to a superbike and waffle on about the performance of the superbike in comparison to the sport tourer. Yes, fast bike goes fast. Congratulations! But to use a hackneyed phrase, there's levels to this shit. And that sport tourer is faster than most fast bikes. This is a completely different fucking plane of existence compared to that. completely different. Ah. Oh, okay, that felt good. So, as I was saying, completely different plane of existence compared to the XR. And that is not a knock on the XR's capabilities, because that is a fast fucking bike. Like, as much as I am downplaying it, that XR outperforms most 600 Supersports. That XR outperforms quite a few leader bikes of recent years. And this is far and away the more. This is a step above. To use another hackney phrase, this is the bike she tells you not to worry about. And like, I thought I was over just how fucking wild this bike is. I genuinely thought I was over just how fucking insane and full of heat energy this thing is. No, I just needed a fresh perspective. That's all it was. This Tesla wants to go fast. I wonder how fast he actually wants to go. No, he doesn't want to go that fast. See, this bike will do shit like that, right? Like, do an oncoming lane split as they're passing. Full acceleration the entire time. Bank it from left to right. Cut in front of the vehicle in front of you while outpacing them. And then straighten up and you're at max fucking go. Like, man. Oh, I'm falling in love with this thing all over again. This is great. Oh, what's up, brother? Oh. Oh. I originally intended this to be like a more thoughtful discussion of comparing and contrasting. But never mind that, I'm overcome with the joy of riding a fucking superbike. And I think that's probably the best takeaway from this. Is riding a new bike, riding a new vehicle, you get a new appreciation for the things that you've taken for granted that have become like normal to you. And my God, I love this fucking thing. I love this thing so much. Anyways, I've run out of smart things to say. Have a good one.